That's right, folks. You heard that whistle. You heard that correct. There we go. You heard that whistle go off. You know what that means. It's final whistle time on a Saturday night. And boy, oh boy, what a Saturday slate we had. The two primetime games, Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, Penn State. They delivered and then some. The Friday night slate delivered more than we thought, and we'll get into that. Also, Iowa State looking good as well. Was this the best weekend of college football today? Well, we're going to talk about that all here on the final whistle on tonight's show. And for one of us, not so much Jackson, but for me, I'm here to swallow a very bitter pill tonight. I made a lot of bad picks this week, but you know what they say. You can't count someone out after one bad week. Thanks a lot, Penn State. But anywho, Sports Talk with Austin, and I cannot do Final Whistle without my partner in crime, the man of the hour, Jackson Johnson from the Jacksonian. Jackson, how about them Crimson Tide?
Oh
Good buddy.
man, another win over those Bulldogs, which
Oof.
we'll definitely get to talk about later on tonight.
Yes, we absolutely will. But Jackson will have some fun. We'll swallow some very bitter pills on both of our ends tonight. Probably more me than you, but we'll do that. But overall, Jackson, before we get into the games, what'd you think of Week 5? Did it deliver expectations, or did it let you down?
Three words. Did it deliver?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely, it delivered. It
Okay.
freaking delivered. Oh my God. We've
And
got amazing storylines, amazing games. We had a great appetizer slate from Friday night. That's why
mm-hmm.
you don't go to bed. Don't. That's what. No, it's like it may look sloppy, but what do I always say about sloppy slates? I always say just because it looks sloppy doesn't mean you go around turning it off. That's a
Mm-hmm.
dumb move right there.
Mm-hmm. And Skate Rat's here, Jackson. Thank you for being here. He said you're Heisman finalist. After what we seen tonight, Dante Moore. I'm trying to think. Probably Dante Moore, Jeremiah Smith still, and probably I'm, this may sound very homerish, but Chris Bell from Louisville. I mean, it's he's been off the charts this year. I mean, that may sound homerish on my part, but I mean Dante Moore, I think, is the front runner after tonight, in my opinion. I think. Um, but Jackson, who are your Heisman finalists? Way too
Oh,
early Heisman finalists.
well, I got Samson as one of my Heisman finalists.
Don't sleep
Yeah.
on love, man. No, you never sleep on love. Love brings you happiness.
Mendoza is a good one.
Yes,
And
Mendoza. Um, I would say Caleb Downs from Ohio State. He's been playing good. But
Jeremiah
yeah,
Smith.
yep.
Can we count
Um,
Julian Stain in that conversation?
not yet. I
Not
want to
yet.
see a little more from him, just a little bit more. I want to see the
Well,
offense
Skate
open up.
Rat, I believe you're going to be very happy about your Notre Dame Fighting Irish, but I know that Notre Dame usually doesn't hope for USC to win,
But they kind
but
of need it now.
yeah, well, what is it they
We'll get
always
there.
say? Don't put yourself in. Sorry, Notre Dame, but I always say, don't put yourself in a position where you need somebody to win or lose for you.
Nope.
That's like
Don't
that's
do
like
it.
hoping to God that a relative gets bumped off, like the will that you'll be moved up in it or something.
But Jackson, let's talk about these games today. We had a lot of good ones, but we also
Oh,
had some appetizers, Jackson. It's kind of like when you go to a restaurant. You know, your main course is the steak and baked potato, of course, but then you get the little cheese fries or the bread. This is what this was. East Carolina dominated Army. Any comments on this, Jackson?
Oh, did anybody check out that fake field goal touchdown from East Carolina? I saw that from Scott Van Pelt Thursday night before I went to bed. I thought to myself, "Oh my God, that was an amazing play from East Carolina." That's a
Mm-hmm.
team. Maybe it's just me, but I feel like East Carolina could spoil some playoff hopes for the top playoff teams
Mm-hmm.
trying to get that Group of Five spot from the AAC. They
Mm-hmm.
could do just that. And I honestly, I hope to see awesomeness from East Carolina, and I got a feeling we will from the Pirates.
Mm-hmm. We will. And Jackson, let's talk about Friday slate. And Jackson, I'm gonna say this to you, and I mean this all love and respect. But don't you ever, ever, ever question Virginia again, good buddy, because they beat Florida State on Friday night. And you can contest this,
So
Jackson.
that means I can't question on how they'll play against Louisville.
Nope. Nope.
Well, heads
Jackson.
up. I think I'm gonna break that rule plenty of times. Just give you heads up. I
Okay.
got nothing against, but it's just the fact is, like, everybody's gonna breathe their egg against Florida State. You were right to warn everybody that this was trap zone all over the place for Florida State. Why? Because the fact that you got the Miami Hurricanes coming up. You
Mm-hmm.
got Miami coming up. I mean, it's and Virginia with Tony Elliott, they look pretty good. I mean, like Elliott on that hot seat. I mean, nobody was going to get mad if Virginia lost to Florida State. I think they were just happy about Virginia making it to a bowl game.
I
But
think I think the word would have been Jackson irritated because me and you talked about this through a text message saying while this was happening, which spoiler alert, me and Jackson text during games, so we're always going to know with one another. But anywho, I texted Jackson and said Virginia's giving this game away, and they were. And Jackson even pointed this out in our text message. He was like, "This could have been a Tony Elliott signature win, something that he could point to as if his job ever gets questioned." Well, Jackson, he's got a signature win now. Now, hopefully, he doesn't blow it and they could win 7, 8 games this year because looking at their schedule, Jackson, it's actually not that bad. Like,
agree.
and we're going to talk about the
No
AC.
Georgia Tech, no
Mm-mm.
Clemson,
Nope. They got to
no
play.
Miami. Oh, wait, Clemson sucks. Never mind. No Miami. No Miami. That's another thing. Although Miami would find a way to screw that game up if they played Virginia.
But I will say this, though. This is a tremendous win for Tony Allen. I'm really happy for him. Because Jackson, I do think he's a good football head coach. I do. I just feel like he got dealt a bad cards at Virginia. He got dealt a bad card in his beginning time there. And he's kind of just trying to revamp this. And Jackson, this game has importance not only for Virginia momentum builder, but Florida State now. Because Jackson, that loss that Bama took, I know some people are going to throw the baby out with the bathwater, but it's starting to make it. If Florida State, if it's just one loss, it's okay. But if Florida State loses 2 or 3 more games, then Bama gets questioned of really
I don't
what?
believe in that whole transitive property crap. Like I don't believe in it. Like the whole remember when last year when USC beat LSU, there are people like, oh well, USC is automatically better than LSU. That's not always the case. It's
No,
just
I'm not saying that Florida State is better than Bama. I'm
oh
just
no no
saying.
no no no. No, I was talking about like the Virginia stuff where it was like people were saying, oh that means Alabama sucks, and it's like not always. Like
No.
everybody brings their A game against the Alabamas, the Florida States, the Clemsons, the Texas, the Oklahomas, the Notre Dames, the USCs, the Ohio States, the Michigans, the Nebraskas. Everybody looks up to those games. And
Mm-hmm.
this nothing against Virginia. Nobody looks up to the Virginias. Nobody looks up to the Wake Forests of the world. Nobody looks up to the Oregon States of the world. Nobody
Mm-mm.
looks up to the Washington States of the world. Nobody's sitting there going, "Oh, we gotta get up for this game." Now we can just play with our food a little bit, just laugh at them a little bit. But then third quarter will get a little serious.
Well, and here's the thing too, Jackson. Um, I, I even said, here's the thing. There was one crucial call in this game, and I want your opinion on it in the chat. I want your opinion on it just as much. The Deuce Robinson catch or no catch that would have tied the game in overtime for Virginia. Was that a catch or was that not a catch,
That
Jackson?
was such a catch.
Catch.
That was such a catch. The refs missed it.
Here's the thing, Jackson. I have PTSD, obviously, because being a Cowboys fan, the Dez caught it or no caught it game. I have PTSD from that. Here's the thing. He was juggling as he was trying to catch it. He did get 1 foot in, but he was still kind of ringing it in. And and I don't blame you for thinking it was a catch, Jackson. So I even said on our text message exchange, I said, it's a bang bang 50-50 call because a lot of times, Jackson, there's some catches they'll call and you'll be like, how's that a catch? And then there's catches they call no catches that are most certainly a catch. We see it all the time. I just don't know what a catch is anymore. Is it like that's my thing? Like I would if like if you're still bobbling, does it count as not having full control of the football? I mean, that's where I'm kind of just like, okay, what are we calling a catch and what are we not? And I think that's something they need to have in league meetings next year. Is they need to look at what are we defining as a catch? Is it confirmed control and 1 foot in? Is it 1 foot in and with like little control? What are we calling a catch? But Jackson, Florida State still had a chance to win it after that, and they blew it. The Randy Pittman catch that tied it, Jackson. Do you see that catch and then that throw by Castellanos?
Yep.
That was another
Amazing. Oh my God.
that was a great throw, and I think an even better catch because Jackson, it looked like it was going to go out of bounds to the side, and Pittman didn't lay out for him because the way he threw it, he was like kind of on his back foot, kind of getting ready to sling it like a baseball, and it looked like it was going to go out if he didn't catch it. And that's the thing too, and Dreadnought Fear says catch.
So do I.
The ball was never secure when he was inbound.
Horse dung.
Florida State was wrong, and we'll get to this because I got to eat some crow on that, Skate Rat. I got to eat some crow on that. We'll get to that. But
I got my fair share of crow. No worries.
don't worry, we all got to eat a little bit. Some weeks are worse.
I saw that too.
And we'll get to this too. Bama cheated tonight. We'll get to that too.
God. You made me laugh, Dreadnought Fear. Like, you make me laugh, good buddy.
Well, we'll get to that because I was watching Penn State, Oregon, which we'll get to that. But back to this game. But going forward though, Jackson, Virginia, great win for them. Program building, top 10 victory. And Jackson, it's the biggest win in program history to date. And I want to say
Is it
this,
bigger than that 1995 win over Florida State when they gave Florida State their first ACC loss? Not quite for me. Not quite. I mean, this win was a big win, don't get me wrong, but I don't think it was as big as 1995 for Virginia.
Here's the thing, Jack. I think what makes it big for me is this could be a program building win. Virginia could be winning 8-9 games every year. Big. And what I mean by that is recruits are going to see this and say, Virginia is a good place to go play football. I believe in Tony Elliott, kind of like what Fran Brown did last year. It's something to build on. But as for Florida State, though, Next weekend, they got Miami, Jackson. Does next weekend now become a must-win for Florida State's ACC title hopes?
Mm,
They're
we'll
Ole
learn a
Miss.
little more about the ACC title hopes after next week. I can't wait to talk about your Louisville boys in a little bit.
Oh yes, Jackson.
Pitt didn't know how to celebrate correctly, I swear. But it's like, but which we'll hear your take on that. But
Okay,
did we
Judge out
get
there.
all we needed?
How, hold on, Jackson. How is everyone cheating?
How dare you? How dare you, Dreadnought Fear? How dare you?
Like Jackson and me are celebrating. We both got big wins today.
Oh, he's having some fun with us. We'll have some fun with him right back. It's all good love. It's peace and love, man. Peace and love.
Clint Moses says ACC down bad. Yeah, we'll get to it, but Georgia Tech.
Notre Dame's praying that that's the case.
Georgia Tech, Jackson. We'll get to that. And I warned you about Wake Forest too.
Yes, you did.
Jackson, like you said, if we ever go to Vegas, I'll win you some money.
And the last time Georgia Tech Wake Forest had a really close game, as far as I recall, was 2009, and I think it was Pam Wirt who was calling the game. It was on ABC. I don't know. They had some 45-year-old MILF calling that game. I don't know.
Oh my gosh, Jack.
But Georgia Tech won a tight one in that one. That was in like overtime as well.
But anywho, good win for Virginia, and Florida State's got Miami next week. So we're gonna learn a lot about them. And Jackson, how far do you think Florida State drops this week?
Oh, they'll drop like 10 spots or less.
So to 18.
I think.
Does Virginia get ranked or not yet?
If they were a Notre Dame, yes. If they were an Alabama, yes. But because they're a Virginia, that's a no, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I hope I'm wrong.
But
it could be different. But we know TCU's out of the top 25 tomorrow on the AP top 25.
A 17-point lead, and Arizona State erased it with the comeback in Jackson. This was one of them we split down the middle on. You picked TCU, and I picked Arizona State because of the desert. And Jackson, Arizona State's defense. I know everyone likes to make fun of the Big 12 for having no defense. Jackson, Arizona's defense may be one of the best in the country. I know it's against TCU, but they sacked Hoover 6 times, and they forced 2 turnovers, including a strip sack that won it. Listen here, Jackson. I'm going to say this, and I may get people stirred up about this. Arizona State, Jackson, is not as bad as people think they are. They had one bad game against Mississippi State, and it turns out Mississippi State, Jackson, might be better than we all think. I think so. Maybe that's going to be a good loss on paper if there is such a thing.
I've been saying that I think, well, I think I was too early saying that, but I think Mississippi State has a case to be the next Indiana.
They do. I mean, they played Tennessee close. We'll get to that. I mean, it was a hard-fought game. They showed a lot of fight today. But to this game, Jackson, Arizona State's defense won this ball game. I don't think anyone can walk away from this saying that the offense won the game. That was the defense. Arizona State's defense won this game. They put the team in position to come back and win. But Jackson, I want to give a little credit and love to TCU's defense because they had a lot of short fields up against them. And the way they were able to hold them to field goals and make stops in the red zone.
Especially in the fourth quarter.
Yes. They deserve a lot of love. TCU's defense, Jackson, for a conference that gets crapped on for their defenses, Arizona State TCU kind of put that narrative to bed in this game, that they can play defense, that they could be one of the better defenses. But as for this, though, Jackson, we know TCU is going to drop out, but does Arizona State go back in the top 25?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. Now, Jackson, I know this is preposterous, but I'm going to ask you. Did Sonny Dykes lose any goodwill with you?
Don't
Or
throw the baby out with the bath. If TCU's going from 3-0 to 6-6, yes. But
Mhm.
this is way too early to have that conversation. I think Sonny Dice doing fine, but if they're going 7-5 for the season, then I'm thinking, okay, back on the hot seat, unfortunately, for Sonny Dice. Because they're expected to do much more than that. But I don't think you have to worry about Sonny Dites being on a hot seat for now.
Mhm. And I want to say this too, Jackson. Big 12, it's anybody's ball game to win.
Well, yeah.
You've got Texas Tech, Utah, Arizona State, TCU, Iowa State. Let's
Man,
not.
Arizona State's gonna be relaxing next week.
You got Houston down here, which we'll talk about, and Jackson to cloak the great Clint Foster. The Big 12 has a lot of good freaking fracking teams. They are a deep league, and it showed on Friday. This Jackson was a heavyweight
That was a
fight.
huge comeback in the fourth quarter. Like, did you saw that comeback? Like
Yes, I
Connor
did.
Webb, oh my god.
I was
Like for a
double
moment it
watching.
looked like another Corvallis upset, but wow.
I
That was
mean,
like Houston for the win.
yes, but any final thoughts on TCU Arizona State real fast, Jackson? Then we'll get
Oh,
down
I
here
have
to
no final thoughts on that one. It's that TCU gets a chance to rebound next week against Colorado. We're gonna wait and see what happens on that one. But
which, yes, Houston, Oregon State, and Jackson. Another one that if you took me to Vegas, I would have won you some money. Because I remember when we talked about this Wednesday, I said, watch Oregon State keep this competitive. And you were like, oh, there's no shot. They suck. I'm like, it's in Corvallis. And what do you know, Jackson? It took overtime for Houston's undefeated season to live on. Take it away,
you
Coach
know,
Pete.
you want to talk about hot seat coaches. Are we ready? Is it time for Trent Bray to go? I mean, I know it's his second year and Oregon State's in a crap hole, but is he fired? Is he gone? Is he thrown out the building like he's Carlton for Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Here's the thing, Jackson. If he was at any other program, I would say yes. But the fact he's in Oregon State, they might just let it ride the rest of the year. Probably give him one more year. I I feel like Jackson is one of them. If he was at a bigger program, this would not be tolerated. But since he's at Oregon State, they're kind of just like, who are we going to get that's better? No one wants to come here. But that's
Yeah.
the thing, Jackson. Who are they going to draw away? And Dave here says, nope, wait for the situation to smooth out, then shit
Then
canning.
then shit can him. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when these shows get to the super chat level, then it's like you'll hear me read the uncensored super chats. I'll do the translation.
but I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. And realistically, Jackson, Oregon State season's dead, right? I mean,
I mean, they still technically have a shot at bowl eligibility, but
I know,
it's
Jackson,
over.
you don't like to be hasty, but I think the poor Beaver's dead.
Stop it! He's dead. Like that. That's what's like the Simpsons meme. Like that,
Like
because that's where we're at with Oregon State. Like you say,
they're 0-5, and I mean, they would have to rattle off. They would have to go five. They would have to go 6-1 down the stretch to get to 6-6. And do you really think Oregon State could do that?
no,
No.
they gotta go to App State. I mean, they've got. I mean, the only sure win I can find is Lafayette.
Yeah, their season's done with. I think we could safely
That
say
team
that.
needs Jesus. That team needs Jesus, man.
And Skate Rat says, bet Oregon State's coach is getting canned.
I don't think Oregon State should be on CW anymore. Like, I don't think it should be on CBS. I'm looking at ESPN. You're ripping off people by putting that program on ESPN Plus. If you're winless right now, you should be your game should be played on Disney Junior or Nick Junior or any other channels for preschoolers.
Jackson,
That
why do you want to subject the kids to that? That's just cruel.
Well, number one, they got to learn the amazing game of college football, and that's a perfect way to do it. Just kind of start them with the crappy games. Secondly, it puts them to sleep. It helps the parents out a lot. Instead of having a lullaby, put a crappy game of college football, like a UCLA Northwestern, which we'll get to that later on. Like put that'll put you to sleep. I mean, Oregon State Lafayette, yeah, that'll put your little baby to sleep. Oh man. After the Browns beat the Packers, somewhere out there, Deshaun Watson is sitting there saying, I love happy endings.
Oh my gosh. But Houston, though, Jackson.
Y'all know where I'm going with that, but Houston, Oregon State, like this was a trap game for Houston.
I mean, they pulled it off, Jackson. Last year, they would have lost this game, but Willie Fritz has got them going in the right direction, and a good win for Houston. Now we can go on to today's games. And a little score update. It's 4th and 9 at the Colorado 34, 24-21. BYU at 2:17 to go, and it's going to be a good one, folks. Finish. So get your televisions while you watch us. Okay. For all of our Ohio State people, for all of our Ohio State people that are here, and I hope you're here, I'm going to swallow a very bitter pill and take my crap sandwich. I was wrong. Ohio State did not fold under the pressure. They beat Washington today, and I was wrong. I was very wrong. They were up for the task, but I will say this though, Jackson. Washington did give them a dogfight, though. No pun intended, because they're the Huskies. This was a game for, I would say, I think this was a football game all the way to the end. But Jackson, how much of this did you watch?
A lot.
Okay. Did you see that fake field goal attempt by Washington?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck was that?
Take a chance in the big game. That's what happened. But you want to know a little fun fact about this game before it even started?
What's that?
But for those who are tuning in, today, Ohio State, Washington were 2 of the 8 teams in all of college football who haven't trailed throughout the season. And for the first time today, they trailed. They trailed in a ball game.
Mm-hmm. Which here's the thing too, Jackson, about this game. The thing about it was that I took away from it, Jackson, is Julian saying, Jackson, I know Ryan Day's keeping the playbook close to the best, right? He's being more conservative, probably saving it more until he gets staying comfortable. But Jackson, when are they going to open up that playbook just a little bit and let him like run with it? Because Jackson, they look very, very conservative. I know it was his first road start, and he's a young quarterback learning this system still to an extent. But when are they going to open up the playbook and let him go, so to speak? Because I feel like Jackson, I feel like that's what it is. I don't think it's one of them, he's holding it all in for Michigan, or he's holding it all in for when they play Penn State or Illinois. I don't think that. I think he's just holding it in to protect Sam. When do you think he'll finally open it up?
Oh, he'll open it up. Say's gonna open it up. Like that Ohio State offense, they're saving it for a game like Penn State.
But I will say this though, Jackson. Washington, they're better than a lot of people give them credit for. So I even said on Wednesday, I thought I picked Washington. But good win by Ohio State, gutsy win. They got Minnesota at home next week. Jackson, the two biggest games of this slate.
Oh my God. Two of the 6 teams that hadn't trailed throughout the 2025 season. Going into tonight, the Oregon Ducks and the Penn State Nittany Lions. Wow, here we go.
Jackson, and once again, I picked Penn State. And once again, I'm going to eat another crap sandwich because here's why, Jackson. Drew Aller, Jackson, and that offense went cold on me. They went cold. And here's the thing, too, Jackson. It was 17-3. And I got to give a lot of credit, though. The Penn State came back and tied it at 17. But Jackson, the last play in overtime. Oh, Jackson, this narrative that Drew Aller plays bad in bad games will not go away. Did you see the last play the defender made on Aller that won the game?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you: was that on Aller, or was that just the defender making a better play?
On Aller, unfortunately. And you
Really?
know our buddy Adam Lamparello's, he's not going to let Drew Aller hear the end of that.
Jackson, that's why I picked Penn State. I wanted them so bad, so they could stop this narrative, so they could give it a rest for a minute. But oh no, Aller had to screw it up again.
They're going to disappoint you, good buddy. That's why that was why I went with Oregon. Because Penn State's going to disappoint you.
Yeah, I know.
They're going to make you cry. They're going to make everybody cry. I mean,
I don't think I've cried, but I got mad.
Well, they definitely made the 40-year-old white woman in the audience at the Oscars cry.
Oh Lord. Rough Rider Return says Penn State didn't start participating until the fourth. Ain't that the truth? I mean, Jackson, this was a defensive game, as you can see by the box score. And then Oregon scores the 2 touchdowns. It's 17-3. And Dan Lanning's like, it's over, it's done. And then Penn State in that fourth quarter was like, okay, now we know how to play offense. And I'm just like, where was this? And I got to give Aller credit for showing some heart and some guts for getting them back in it. But then Jackson, Dante Moore, you know what? He's legit as it comes. I mean, to go in a whiteout environment, play the number 3 team in the country, and come away with a gutsy road victory, Jackson, I think Oregon and Ohio State might be on a collision course for the Big Ten title. I think those are your front runners right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to go into Happy Valley and win in a whiteout, that's impressive.
The stupid. Oh man, like Skate Rat. He is not liking the broadcasters, man.
Oh, he's talking about Notre Dame. Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that tonight. No worries. But like Oregon, you know, like my buddy Mountaineer Paul from Lockdown, West Virginia, he believes they could be the national champions of the 2025 college football season. I am of the belief of that same way as well, because I figured Oregon was like, you know what? They're mad about 2024. They want to show the whole nation not to underestimate us. They're going to, I mean, like Oregon, Ohio State. It's like Indiana smacked Illinois off the face of the earth.
Oh, and like Hummus said, I don't think Jeffrey's listening to me, so we're good there, Hummus. But yeah,
nah, Jeffrey's live on his own live stream tonight. You know, on the Week 5 recap.
Exactly. So I could say what I want about Indiana, and that was another crack sandwich I'll have to eat here in a minute. Thanks to Iowa. Anywho, back to what you said.
I mean, I'm modding the chat here on this stream. I'm modding on voice of college football live stream. I'm modding on Only Talk Sports, and I'm making sure I'm replying to comments to all of you from my end, and I'm making sure I'm replying from Austin's
And,
end as well.
and Hummus says Penn State is always going to Penn State in these big games. You know what, Hummus? I tried to give them the benefit of the doubt. I try to think it's not Ohio State, it's not Michigan.
Why did people buy the hype? I don't care that Penn State's got an easy schedule. I don't care. I don't care. They're not a natty team. I mean, natty teams don't get beat by Ohio State weeks before, like a little bit after TikTok was founded. Good freaking grief.
All right, Jackson, we get your
I like
stance.
Penn State, but I like them enough to be a playoff team. I don't
Here's
like them
the thing,
enough to be
Jackson.
a national title team. I don't understood. I've never understood this hype as a natty team. It's just
Here's the
don't
thing, Jackson. When I picked Penn State, I thought, you know what? It's not against Michigan. It's not against Ohio State. It's against Oregon. And Oregon has been known to blow some of these games too. And it's like maybe Penn State can win this, right? And it'll be a great quality win. Oh, no. That's too much to ask. Oh, no. They can't even beat Oregon, which, no offense to Oregon, they're a great team. Some people are picking Oregon to win the whole thing, and I see why. They're the complete package. But it's just like, really, Penn State, you had the ball game. You had it. You made the comeback. You were about ready to prove everyone. And then Drew Aller threw that pick. Like, why would you throw that? Drew, why? Why? You're just proving everyone point right. I'm trying to sit here and defend you week after week after week after week, and you do stupid stuff like that. How can I defend that? When Jackson goes on these rants, and when the people in our chats and other chats are doing this to you, I can't defend you because you make stupid play after stupid play after stupid play.
It's like watching Kirk Cousins. They win the crappy games, but they do not win the games on prime time. They do not win with all eyes on them. And when they do, it's rare. It's rare, or they benefit with luck somehow. And we get a yo from Traveling Fools. What is up, Traveling Fools? Goodbye. And he says, if only Bama and Georgia. Well, now I wouldn't say that. If Virginia was playing both, I mean, like Georgia, I mean, they're going to wind up having a 7-point win on Virginia somehow. Why? Because you got that idiot offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo. And the Crimson Tide, on the other hand, they'll beat Virginia by double digits.
We'll get to that. We'll get to Bama, Georgia here in a second.
Oh, we will.
And Dave here says they are a top of the Big Ten's little brother. They get all the hope up, and then nope.
Like Penn State's performances in the big games are so bad. They should be on the net. They should be mentioned on the next South Park episode. They should be like referenced in a South Park parody. Like it's like I want to see what like the South Park parody of James Franklin would look like.
Here's the thing, Jackson. I'm gonna leave it with this because I feel like I'm gonna waste my breath on Penn State. Because what they do, Jackson, is though, and yes, Skate Rat, we see your comment. Don't you worry, we're gonna get there. Rant away all you want. We will read it. But Jackson, oh gosh, Hummus with that James Franklin stuff. No. Anywho, see, here's the thing, Jackson. What's going to happen is Penn State's going to run the table, right? And then they're going to be one loss heading into Ohio State. And people are going to hype them up again. But Jackson, and then they're going to lose to Ohio State, and then people are going to call them frauds again. It's just a circle of life, Jackson. Watch them beat UCLA 52-0 next week. and people get
Why
excited.
is that game even on CBS? And no, I don't care that the slate is sloppy. Horse dung. That
Jackson,
should be on Nick
because it's
Jr.
California.
I
Then
don't care. I
Jackson,
don't care.
they,
Washington and Maryland. I like
they,
Washington Maryland better. I like that
Jackson,
game better.
here's why they think LeBron or somebody's going to show up that they can show on camera.
Snoop Dogg is not showing up to that crap hole. He may be high as hell most of the day, but he's like, I'm not that high.
Jackson, that's what they did it for the celebrities, so they could show the celebrities. If UCLA has celebrities, but great win for the Oregon Ducks. Very gutsy road win. Dante Moore, that running game, I got to give it to him. He proved a lot to me tonight. Jackson, any final thoughts before we move on to your big day?
Oh man, the Ducks, man, they've got a great season ahead of them. I mean, it was like, yeah, tonight was the first time they were in a tight game, but you knew that was going to happen. But next week they're going to chill out. Week 7, they're coming back against the Indiana Hoosiers. Now that is going to be a great one right there. The Alabama Crimson Tide and the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's freaking go.
Let me segue. So I picked Georgia in over the hedge. And once again, I'm here tonight, like I will always be. I'm going to take my crap sandwich from Jackson and to everyone else and swallow another bitter pill. But Alabama, Jackson, their demise was, I think, a little hasty. And there was some history made in this game, Jackson, because there was a streak on the line. And you want to know what that is?
That 34 home game winning streak
is officially over. And
there we go.
Bama made some history.
Bulldogs to behave. Send the Yellow Jackets to a watery grave, and a man starts the weekend, and that's a shame. For Bama's pluck and grit have read our name in crimson flame. Fight on, fight on, fight on. Remember, the Rose Bowl will win then.
Yep, it's your night, Jackson. It's your night. Bama with a top 5 victory and sets up a pretty interesting matchup next
them dogs. That's what I say. Sorry about the language.
Jackson's on fire tonight, but Jackson sets up maybe a top 15 matchup next
week. And where are the doubters of Ty Simpson now? Where are the doubters of Ty Simpson now? All those people that were like, nah, Ty Simpson sucks. He sucks. No. Those people that threw the baby out with the bathwater on Ty Simpson, where are they now? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere to be found.
Hey, here's the thing, Jackson. This is your night. This is your moment. Go for it.
Well, I'll be real quick with this one. The last time prior to the night that the Georgia Bulldogs lost in Athens was in October of 2019 against South Carolina Gamecocks. Weeks before the founding of Disney Plus. It was on 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time on ESPN. And Will Muschamp was still that head coach of South Carolina. What happened? South Carolina Gamecocks upset the Bulldogs ever since then. They go on a 34 home game winning streak. And the last time the Georgia Bulldogs defeated the Crimson Tide in Athens was in 2003. That was in the dark ages of Alabama football and the dark ages of the internet. No YouTube, no Instagram, no Twitter. But the reason why I bring this up is because of the fact that they all doubted Bama, right? All those people saying that Alabama couldn't win this game. No way. As sure as God's little green, that's not going to happen. Well, here's the thing. I have a lot of faith in Simpson. What was it that I said on Alabama with the Voice of College Football? What is it that I've said on here? I've said it throughout everywhere. Ty Simpson has more trust in his instincts For the past 2 weeks, then he did week 1. He had the first game jitters. People were ready to just throw his butt out and the tarmac, just toss him out like he's Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air because of one bad game. Because of one bad moment against Florida State. One bad day. But then he puts up video game numbers against Louisiana Monroe. Wisconsin. Yeah, but Wisconsin's terrible. Yeah, but you're going to score 70 points. But I said Ty Simpson's going to be one of the main reasons why Alabama beats Georgia. And we had the road woes. There's no doubt about that. We had the road woes last season and to start off the 2025 season. And again, people were ready to throw out Simpson, but guess what? On 3rd and 8, in the first quarter, when he made that run for 10 yards, I thought to myself, Ty Simpson is trusting his instincts a little more. I feel more than all right with him. And the running game, it was a little better. That was one of the main reasons why we won. The running game was a little bit better. The passing game was amazing. And we were converting third downs, left,
Jackson.
right, just converting third downs in the first half. That was a humongous turning point. The Bulldogs, I've noticed, did not convert on third down that much. 25% rate. If you're going to win the big games, you have to get the third downs. You got to take advantage of them. And the Bulldogs didn't. But the Crimson Tide did. They took advantage of third down.
I will say this, Jackson. Jam Miller looked better than I thought he would. I was expecting Jackson, and this is all serious. I was expecting him to be a little gimp tonight. I was thinking, okay, he's going to be a little sluggish. We're going to see more of the other backs. Oh no, Jackson. He looks like the Jam Miller that we know he can be. So, Jackson, is he a full go for next week? Because I know tonight they said he was on a snap count. Is he going to be a full go next weekend?
I think he can be.
Like no snap count, no limits. Here we go. You're in the offense again.
Well, I'm just going to tell you right now, as long as you've got Mike Bobo as the offensive coordinator for Georgia, you're not going to win a natty. I mean, did this Georgia team look elite to you? No. And they sure as heck didn't look elite on 2 weeks ago against the Tennessee Volunteers. That was a Tennessee Vols team that ran out of Bobby Hill Riz at the tail end of the fourth quarter and overtime.
Well, Jackson, we even talked about this Wednesday night. You talked about it all week. Georgia's not the same Georgia they once were, kind of like you are. They're not the same Bama. But here's the thing, Jackson. And if you remember, I almost picked Bama. I was this close, but I was like, you know what? Georgia's at home. They know how to win it. And then this happens. And I got to give Bama credit, Jackson. That 3rd and 5 play call that won it. That's interesting, Jackson. I'm glad that he caught it, but if he drops that, Jackson, and Georgia goes down and wins it or ties it, you realize the hate Kalen DeBoer and company is going to get for not hate, dislike. Hate's a strong word. Dislike for that play call because they were talking about it on the broadcast. Because if you throw it and it's a drop, Georgia's going to have a minute 40 and only needing a field goal to tie. I mean, it worked out, but it's one of them. If he drops it, Jackson, and Bama somehow loses this game, the media is going to be killing you all for that. They're going to be like, why did you throw it? Why did you throw it? But I will ask you, though, Jackson, when they did throw it, what was your reaction? Were you like, oh, no? What was your reaction when they threw it and got it?
Oh, man. Close call. When Georgia's guy dropped that pass, I was like, whew, that was a close one. Same way Georgia felt when Ryan Williams dropped the pass earlier tonight. I mean, people were throwing the baby out with the bathwater on Bama. They were just throwing the baby out with the bathwater on Ryan Williams. Like, oh, he sucks. No, bro, he doesn't.
And I want to address this real fast. Steve said, if Georgia isn't the same Georgia, why are Bama fans so giddy? And what I mean by that, Steve, is they're not the elite secondary. They're not the elite defense because that they once were. And their offense is not putting up points like they once were. They're restructured different. They're not the Georgia that only Alabama can handle. Like we've seen it a couple times where Missouri, Kentucky, Mississippi State have given Georgia fits. The 2 years that Georgia won the Natty, those teams they got ran off the field, is what I'm meaning by that. Where only Alabama and these elite programs could put a stop to them. Now, there's a lot of teams that could go up against Georgia and be like, okay, we're in this. Where it's like Kentucky next week, wouldn't surprise me if they're in a 3-point ball game going down to win it against Georgia, because that's just who Georgia is now. Kind of like with Bama. Bama can lose to Vandy again next week. I'm being dead serious with you all.
Mm-hmm.
And Steve says it's a long season. That's where I'll leave it. And here's the thing, too. I'm not saying Georgia can't win the SEC or can't win the Natty. I don't want anybody to think that. I'm just saying they're very beatable now.
Oh, I'll say it for you. Georgia can't win the Natty, especially with Mike Bobo's offensive coordinator.
Well,
He's such a play caller.
Jackson has no problem saying it. But great win by Alabama. And once again, Jackson, Ty Simpson, I had my doubts about him. I wasn't ready to throw him out like some people, but that Florida State, his first start, did give me concern. But he went into the hedges and he got it done. I'm really impressed with Ty Simpson. Now, can he follow it up next weekend against Vandy? That's the real question.
Yes, he can.
Don't get complacent. But great win for Alabama. Great win. Maybe a season to find.
This is why I was telling people close to me. I'm worried more about Vandy than I am Georgia. That's not to say I wasn't worried about Georgia. It's just I'm a little more worried about Vandy than I am about Georgia, because, like, thing is, when you have Mike Bobo as your offense coordinator, you're closer to getting a drink at the Long Branch than you're getting anywhere. Whereas, like, Diego Pavia and that same coaching staff they got last year for this year, they've been cheering everybody up like a chicken nugget. They chewed up South Carolina like a damn nugget. They chewed up Virginia Tech like they were nothing in Plattsburgh, Virginia.
Jackson?
I mean, I know Virginia Tech sucks, but still, though, like, Vanderbilt's dominating everybody. Nobody's intimidated by Georgia. They're not even a swing and laying down under.
Jackson, if Vandy wins next week, which we'll talk about this more on Wednesday when we go in depth and make our pick, but if Vandy wins next week, Jackson, people already start to crown them as an SEC dark horse. If they beat you all next week, people are going to start crowning them as a playoff team and an SEC champion. Get ready for that.
I know, right, Steve? I didn't think that was going to be said, but, here we are,
Jackson's terrified of Vandy. He loses sleep over that.
Well, I wouldn't say that. It's just I got enough respect for Pavia. I mean, those boys are going to – I mean, they're not intimidated by road environments. I mean, I know it's like, oh, but they're going Tuscaloosa. Oh, they'll get their butts beat. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. You go in walking like that, you are going to get your butt beat. I'm going to tell you right now.
Jackson, here's the thing. They went to South Carolina at night a couple weeks ago, and that environment at night has been said to be one of the most underrated environments in college football. And they walked in there and they grabbed that cock, so to speak, that chicken, so to speak, and they threw it out and said, get out of here, you rooster. But good win for Bama, Jackson.
A humongous win for the Crimson Tide, a much-needed one. And can the Alabama Crimson Tide keep it going? Well, my answer is yes, definitely, absolutely.
And yes, Steve said, never forget Austin picked Pitt.
Thumbs up, people. Tell your neighbor, tell the person next to you at the Piggly Wiggly. Join Jackson Johnson's YouTube show, as it's been said. Agreed. Dave's here. We appreciate it, good buddy. And Penn State Sport Talk, we
We
are 3-1. Hard loss for us, but we will be back.
Yes, and I know it's hard after a loss. You know, the more they have,
I've been hard on Penn. I'm very hard on Penn State, but just know I'm pretty hard on teams about big games. It's nothing personal usually. I never get
here,
personal about it. It's usually business.
here's the thing, Penn State sports talk. Um, you know, it's hard the next morning when you wake up and you're just like, man, we had that game, we could have won, and it kind of ruins your day for the day because you're just sitting there thinking, what could we have done better? But I will tell you this though, as a Louisville fan, it's so much sweeter when you finally put that burden aside and you finally win. You know, for so many years we couldn't beat Clemson, and then last year we did, and it felt so good, so good, good. And hopefully Penn State recognizes that. And I know Penn State they expect to win natties, but hopefully they can win a big game like this. And you'll Penn State fans will wake up the next morning and say, "Thank you, Lord, we beat Ohio State. Thank you, you gave us something." Um, and Steve says somebody in this chat picked Louisville. Yes, Steve. Here's the thing. Steve, I'm sure you've been here the whole time, but I've been eating a crap sandwich all night because I picked Georgia. I picked Penn State. I picked Washington. I've been sitting here taking a crap sandwich all night. I've had to swallow my medicine and take it. And once again, and Penn State says UCLA has a butt whooping coming. Oh, yeah. Kids, if you're listening to this, tell your parents not to turn on CBS at 3:30 Eastern next week because
No.
there's going to be some unscripted violence coming in the form of a
It's like watching a horror movie.
yes.
Don't. It's not for little kids. It's not. It's not for the babies in the room.
Yes.
Trust me.
Hummus says Austin, you picked Washington. Yes, Hummus.
Just
Yes.
turn on great. Just turn on Great Pumpkin.
Yes, Hummus. I thought Washington's home field advantage. They gave Ohio State a dogfight. But once again, woulda, coulda, shoulda, woulda. I made a lot of reckless picks, as you would call it, but that's okay. We all have a bad week. Jackson's still going to take me to Vegas because I warned him about Virginia and Oregon State. We're still going to Vegas. But Jackson, it was 17-0. And I was sitting here thinking, I was like, yes, Steve, go ahead and revel in it. You can replay the tape. I admitted my faults. I owned up to it. I'm still here, ain't I? I didn't run from you. But anywho, back to this. Jackson, it was 17-0. Miller Moss threw that pick six, and I'm like, oh no. I'm like, I was afraid of this. Like in Jackson, because what's the old saying when you go to Pitt? Take it away. I know you love saying that. Exactly. And I'm like,
But apparently, like, you saw that celebration where like the Pitts guy was like pushing?
yeah.
Like, oh my god! It's like they didn't even know how to celebrate properly.
But Jackson, I want to say this. Give Miller Moss some credit. You want to talk about Ty Simpson having a lot of doubters. Miller Moss has had a lot of doubters. And he proved today he can win. He can be the guy. He can lead us back. And Chris Bell Jackson, woo-wee. What a big day. 135, 10 catches, and a tutty. Jackson, I'm going to tell you this. When Louisville's offense is clicking, there ain't nobody in the country that we can't hang with. Like
Well,
people.
here's my question, good buddy.
What's that?
Can Louisville, Virginia be a game that ultimately decides who gets in the ACC title?
I'm like Jackson. I'm nervous. Was nervous about this game. I'm shaking in my boots for next week because I'm like we've got Miami, SMU, and Clemson still on the schedule, and Virginia is going to be the one to trip us up.
Okay, Clemson is a disaster. I think they quit on this whole season.
But Jackson, it's Clemson.
I don't care, dude.
It's still Clemson, Jack. I mean, and
Once
they're
again,
pissed
I
off
do
about
not care.
last year. They're still pissed off about last year because we went to Happy Valley and beat them. You don't think Dad was going to let that go, right?
I mean, I'm feeling like I'm getting Mike Gundy vibes at this point.
Oh Lord!
But that's another time for another day.
But Jackson, a great comeback from Louisville, and yes, we both picked against them. But you know what, Jackson? I'm kind of glad I did because you know what, Jackson? If I would have picked Louisville, we would have lost this game because I'm a jinx. Apparently, any team I pick loses. So.
I don't believe in that crap.
But great win for Louisville. Very proud of my team.
I guess you're gonna need like a lucky rabbit's foot or something, man.
Lucky rabbits, but Jackson, we're both in the victory clubs today. Louisville and Bama both won, so
Yeah, we are.
and so we both won today. But Jackson, unfortunately for our friends in West Virginia, yikes. Ugh. That looked ugly.
This is going to be a long year for West Virginia, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But on the bright side, this can mean a way better year next year.
Yes. And Jackson, you know what, Jackson? You want to talk about eating a helping of crow? Brian Kelly did it to me again. I bought
You fall for it, man. Like I'm telling you, don't fall for it, man.
Jackson, this is one of the worst picks I think I've ever picked in our history of doing shows together. Like Jackson, I should have known Ole Miss was going to win this game. I should have known. You even won.
The last time LSU has beaten Ole Miss was 2019 in Oxford, by the way, but Ole Miss can't get it done in Baton Rouge usually. So it's like, that's just how it is. But LSU will make you feel better against Texas A&M, I'm sure, because it's in Baton Rouge this year.
Here's the thing, Jackson, with this game. LSU's offense, what the heck was that? You've got your O-line. Excuse me.
Well, Wheats have blue balls, man. Because you know who he was hanging out with on that Instagram photo, right?
Yeah.
Playing with his daughter, and
no.
I'm telling you, you cannot tell me that did not have an impact on the game.
Yeah, Jackson. Listen, I don't like to be a conspiracy theorist, but
it did. I mean, it's like,
do you think?
he had 18 tackles last year against Ole Miss, and this year he's. Let's look at the stats, shall we? Like, oh my god, like I'm telling you, I believe it as fact. I like that whole Instagram pic. Let's find it. Let's find. Oh, 13 total. 13 total tackles. Oh my god. Oh my god. Like 13 tackles. I mean, not as much, but still though. Oh yeah. Nah, homicide. I think she did it all on her own. I think so. That's what I think. I could be wrong. But that is not like the only reason why. No. Trinidad had a humongous game. He had a humongous game. And for those that have been like tuning in on Locked On West Virginia, he has been one of the missed guys that West Virginia could have gotten, but didn't get because they didn't call him up. They didn't talk with him. They missed out on him. Matter of fact, he had 314 passing yards, 1 touchdown. And Keelan Lacey, like he had a pretty good game as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like before, like all that stuff about like how Lane Kiffin's not a big game coach, right? Like I was on that whole thing about like he couldn't win the big game, but Ole Miss proved us wrong against the Georgia Bulldogs last year in Sanford at home. But now the Ole Miss Rebels get sit and chill for a bye week. They're gonna play Washington State. I mean, they're gonna smack them the kingdom come, of course, but it seems to be Lane Kiffin has shed the label of can he win the big game. And I'll go as far as say it's like I feel like Ole Miss is a playoff team. They look like it. But what do you think, Austin?
Here's the thing, Jackson. The thing with Ole Miss is I think they can be a playoff team, yes. Because Trinidad Chandler's Jackson, he looked really good today. And that Ole Miss run game. Woo-wee. But here's the thing though, Jackson. What have we learned about Ole Miss? Just when you think they're on the cusp of something, they blow it. Jackson, they're the Miami of the SEC, as you like to say Miami does. Because you remember last year against Florida, right? If they beat Florida, they go 10-2, and they're probably in the field, more than likely, by the way the rankings finished. But since they lost to Florida, they blew it. And I feel like, Jackson, this is a great start. But I feel like there's going to be a game or two where Ole Miss lays an egg, and Lane Kiffin and company are going to be like, what was that? And I feel like, Jackson, they wanted to beat LSU just to say that they have bragging rights. But I will say this, though, Jackson. I think part of this was on LSU, too, just being bad today. They got no running game, Jackson. Their O-line doesn't block well. And Garrett Nussmeier can't buy time to save his life out there because these immobiles all get out. LSU needs to fix their offense. They look pedestrian. Their defense, on the other hand, though, Jackson, kept them in this game. Hummus says Ole Miss is the bizarro world Penn State. They win big games but get eaten by cupcakes. That's true. And he said Lane used his daughter to sabotage the LSU's defense.
Nah, I don't think Lane used his daughter. I think that I think it was kind of like, you know, do I want to be having a night on the couch, or do I want to be do I want to win, or do I want to be winning in the back room, so to speak? Because they are together, so it's like there's
listen. Far be it from us to judge, obviously. Two guys in their offices here. But if
I usually don't do that. I usually don't like talk about that sort of stuff, but it's like it was like all over the internet throughout this week. I'm like, okay, we'll talk about it.
Here's the thing. What I will say, and then we can give our final thoughts on this game. Is if they're truly in love, Jackson, let the kids be happy.
Oh yeah, they're in love, no worries. But I'm just having my fun, giving crap, no worries.
And I Bleed Orange is here. He said the end of the Georgia dynasty.
When people stop storming the field every time they beat Georgia, like you're not going to see an Alabama do that. Like that's just not how it is. But when you don't see
a Kentucky,
like when you don't see Kentucky starting the field, that's when it's ended.
But to that though, I wish him nothing but love and happiness, and hopefully,
agreed.
Hopefully it goes well. But good win for Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin and company, Jackson. They're getting it rolling in Oxford. As for BK, it's back to the drawing board. LSU, you need to get that off.
Auburn sucks, man. Like close, but no cigar.
Jackson, Mike Elko, Jackson. I'm telling you, Texas A&M, Jackson, they're a really good football team. I predicted Texas A&M. I them to go 8-4, but I could see them, Jackson, maybe winning the SEC one of these years coming up. I
Well,
think
they've
he's
never even been to the SC since they joined in SC title since 2012. But I will say, Mike Elko is that guy. I mean, he's making sure that they're not stoned. Unlike when Jimbo was there, but I mean he's pretty much washed that attitude out.
Do you think Freeze will get fired before the end of the year?
Depends on the record he has.
If they
Depends on the
beat,
record.
if they beat Georgia or Alabama and they go 8-4, he'll get another year at least. But they got to beat one of the two, Bama or Georgia. If they beat both and go
They'll
8-4,
have another close game against both of them. That's what's going to happen.
now if they beat both somehow, Lane Kiffin will get it. I mean, not Lane Kiffin, wrong coach. Hugh Freeze will get a contract extension. Mark my words if they win both.
And a hooker.
Oh Lord. But good win by Texas.
I love throwing the shots at our rivals every now and again.
But gritty win for A&M. Good for them. Jackson was Iowa, Indiana. Did Indiana have a bit of a hangover this week? Did Signetti and company have a hangover, or is Iowa better than we all think? Because I picked Iowa. I'll be honest, I did. I picked Iowa, and that's another one of them bad beat picking weeks for me. But as you can see, Jackson, Iowa kept it close. And what Indiana didn't run away with this. So do you think Indiana had a hangover this week?
I think it was a little bit of that, and the fact is you went to Kennett Stadium.
I mean, here's the thing too, Jackson.
I mean, the people that were paying for the Peacock app watching this game, they got their money's worth watching Indiana.
Yes, that was a good game.
You got AM. Here's this. It was a bad beat. Like it was a.
I know that. Mendoza going all the way back, running almost 50 yards back into the end zone, Jackson. Why would you do that? Because if they punch that ball out, Jackson, we're looking at a tie game and going to overtime. Why would you do that? Why not get out of the pocket and just throw it out of bounds? What was Signetti thinking? Did you see that, Jackson, where he ran all the way back like it's a video game?
Running out that clock, man. It was like, good grief.
But here's the thing, though, Jackson. Do you realize all it takes is one good punch and that ball comes out? If you don't have a good grip, Iowa could have won this game. I mean, dead serious. Because if he punches it just right, or turns Mendoza, or catches him, or he doesn't go down the way he does, we could be looking at catastrophe. Like that. Signetti better not do that against the better teams, because if he does, it's going to get ugly. Because the Oregons, the Penn State, they will punch that football out.
They're lucky they don't have Ohio State or Michigan.
Yeah, because they will not put up with that stupid crap. They will make you pay for it.
Oh yeah, like I'm looking at it, and it was a bad beat anyway. Because I'm looking at the odds. It was Indiana minus 7.5, and like from Hawkeye's Wire. I'm looking from there, and here we go. The Journal. I'm looking at the Journals. PJ Journal Star.
I believe Orange is Vandy 5-0 going to Tuscaloosa game day. Have they announced their location? Not yet. So me and Jackson were just talking about this. There's 3 locations that they could go next week.
More like 2.
3. The third one's a long shot, but they could do it just to say here. Now shoot. But Vandy, Alabama, Miami, Florida State, or Louisville, Virginia, because Virginia just beat Florida State, and they might want to capitalize on the momentum. Louisville, Virginia is a long shot. It could happen.
I think it's more of Alabama, Vanderbilt, because Vandy's unbeaten and they want to go to Tuscaloosa. Or I don't know if they're going to use their Tuscaloosa trip for Alabama, Vandy, or if they're going to use it for another week, like Alabama, Oklahoma, or if they're going to wait it out for Alabama, LSU. See, that's what I think too, because number one, you don't turn away from the Miami, Florida State rivalry. And number two, Lee Corso is being honored at Miami, Florida State. You really think Kurt's not going to be there to honor his buddy? Come on, man. He's going to be there. He's going to make sure of that.
Here's the thing, though. They just went to Miami, last weekend. So, is that too quick of a turnaround?
Nah, no. I don't think so.
Which Jackson, if they do go to Miami, Florida State, Miami's done with game day for the year because game day is only allowed to go to a certain team twice.
Mm-hmm. Well, so it's in Tallahassee, so that's something yet because that's where.
Well, they normally don't like having the same teams though, Jackson. They try to keep it even Stevenson.
They're gonna make an exception for Corso, I believe.
Here's the thing though, Jackson. They didn't go to Bama, Georgia, because they're saving Georgia for when they go to Texas. Because they just went to Georgia, Tennessee.
That and the fact that Alabama lost to Florida State.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Steve, he's okay. He's okay. But Jackson, like you said though, the bad beat for Indiana though, didn't cover the spread. But yeah, Jackson, if they were playing Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon, they wouldn't put up with that stupid crap. And here's the thing, Jackson. Here's the thing, and this may sound very petty on my part, but I kind of wish, Jackson, I would have stripped that ball out and gotten a touchdown. To teach Signetti, you don't do that stupid shit. Pardon my language. I apologize.
Oh, we're both going out tonight. We're both going out with our.
That bothers me, Jackson. That bothers me. Why don't you run just throw it out or back it all the way up and take a knee? Why are you doing that? Let me hold on to the ball and just drop for a safety when someone can easily punch it, or better yet, Jackson, something crazy happens and they hit it from behind, it caroms up in the air, and then it's 20-19, and then Iowa can go for 2 for the win. I mean, like, don't do that, Signetti. I get it. You think you're a hot shot, and you think you're I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop, or I get demonetized here. Yeah, too much liquor tonight, boys. No liquor, just water.
Oh, I haven't drank an alcoholic beverage since February 2023, and I'm usually a one drink kind of guy anyway. Net.
I'm straight edge. I've never drunk in my life. I'm straight edge, sober. Because I have a lot of personal side note, and it's gonna get a little dark. I have some alcoholics in my family that died because of that. So I stay away from that stuff.
Yeah.
But back to this though, we kind of took a sappy note. Iowa State though, Jackson, good win for them. Matt Campbell and company looking good.
Arizona pretender, Iowa State contender.
Mm-hmm.
If Iowa State wins the Big 12 this year is the year. What the hell is with the clock management of Tennessee? No offense, I bleed orange, but it's like, what the hell is with the clock management?
Jackson, me and you should go to Vegas, good buddy, because I'll win you some money. Because I told you Mississippi State was going to keep this close. I knew it. I was like, wow. Like Jackson, people were like, it's going to be 56-3 Tennessee. It's going to be 42-10. It's going to be 40.
I know that y'all won, I bleed orange, but still, my guy, it's going to cost you again. It may cost you a playoff spot at some point. Like, you've got other big games left remaining. I mean, you're going to get cheated like a chicken nugget for that crap. Like, I'm telling you, man.
Listen, excuse me, pardon me. Mississippi State is much improved, guy. No. I don't think Jackson's like getting mad at you for
no doubt. Like, Mississippi State's been much improved. Like, I was going as far as like asking if they're considered the next Indiana.
No, I think that helped you understand here is what Jackson is getting at is he's trying to figure out this clock management situation. because he's like, you have this against bigger opponents like Alabama or like Alabama is a good example. You're going to lose the game because Bama's going to take advantage of it. Whereas Mississippi State is the lesser talented of the two of y'all, and they didn't take advantage of it. Is what he's kind of getting at, right, Jackson?
Yep. Oh yeah.
That's what he's getting.
Yeah, because like that was not good. Like if you pull that kind of crap against Alabama,
They're
that
going
will get you beat. You pull that crap against Oklahoma, you're going to get beat. And even though Florida sucks, if you pull that against Florida, pull that against Vanderbilt, it's over.
But Jackson, high scoring shootout in the cowbell. Mississippi State's got a date next week with A&M. That could be another game where game day could go if they wanted to shock some people and say,
Mississippi State had their chance, but it's not happening now.
But good win for Tennessee though. Good win, gutsy road win, and for Heupel, they're 1-1 in the SEC. Mississippi State, much better than we all thought. Give them credit.
Bobby Hill Riz saved the day. Georgia Tech, Wake Forest. You warned me about Wake Forest.
I'm gonna keep beating this poor dog, but I told you Wake was gonna do this. Just Jackson, you were like 37-17. You thought Georgia Tech was gonna run it out. I'm like, no, they're not. They're gonna try to spoil Georgia Tech's season. Jackson, Robbie Ashford, what the heck was that 2-point conversion in overtime? What was that? Jackson, did you see that last play in overtime?
God, that was not good.
Like Jackson, I get it, the blitz was coming, but you gotta think of a better play call. You gotta get on that call sheet of yours, get on that bandana and be like, okay. You got to be like, okay, what's the play that I can get out of my hand quick and not have to deal with this? Because they seem to drop these long, drawn-out plays. And I'm just like, guys, you do realize all it takes is one quick route, like an out route, like a little out like that, or maybe a little zig and a little move, and you're in. You don't need to do all this, and then back to the boundary. Like Jackson, Georgia Tech played with fire today, but Brent Key got it done. Good win. But Jackson, they better be careful. But any comments you want to make though, Jackson, though, real fast, on Georgia Tech?
I just hope the constant close games don't bite Georgia Tech at some point, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I love Georgia Tech. I want to see them beat Georgia this year. I want to see them in that losing streak. I mean, it's like you had a close one against Colorado, got lucky there. You got lucky against well, I mean, we won't call it luck against Clemson, but we could call it luck against Wake Forest. Bear drop that habit now. That will cost you. It's gonna hurt you. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm pulling for you, Georgia Tech. I want you to be unbeaten or at least be 10-1 against Georgia.
Jackson, Vandy looked good. Jackson, I tell you what, there for a minute it got a little scary, but Vandy turned it on late, Jackson. They got it done. They found a way. And we'll talk more about this Wednesday, and you'll talk more about this Monday night on Crimson Tide Live. Shameless plug.
Oh, especially because we have a Vandy 247 rider joining Coach Smoot, Jeffrey, and myself for Vandy Week. His name is Billy Derrick, and we're going to be talking a lot about Alabama Vandy.
But Jackson, this is how Vandy beats a lot of people. They start slow. So Bama goes up 10-0, 14-0. Jackson, they got you right where they want you because they love playing from behind. Jackson, because
they play with their foot a little bit with Utah State, but they're not going to do that with Alabama. We saw what they did to Virginia Tech. We saw what they did to South Carolina, as you stated. They're gonna bring their best life, their best A game against the Alabama Crimson Tide. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, if next week, if they were to beat the Alabama Crimson Tide, it'd be the first time since 1955 and 1956 that they've beaten Alabama in back-to-back seasons.
Here's the thing, Jackson. With this, we'll talk more about it. But Jackson, Vandy's going to give. Don't be surprised if they're throwing trick plays at you, if they're throwing the playbook at you. Like Jackson, they're going to come swinging because if they beat you all next week, they're 6-0, not only going bowling, but they've got the whole country looking at them like, yeah, Vanderbilt football, we're real. We're very real. You should be scared of us. No. You should be afraid of us. I believe Orange. If they beat Bama, do they deserve a top 5 ranking? They'll be top 15 after this week, and I'm sure Bama will jump over them.
I would want to know what they'll do against LSU and Texas and everybody else on their schedule afterwards. I will say, I like where things are going for this Vandy team.
Steve says the nation isn't buying that Vandy has a shot at Alabama Double J.
I tell you,
we'll
I'm
see.
nervous about going against Diego Pavia.
Here's the thing.
I mean,
we'll know a little more, Jackson, because if Game Day picks this game, then the whole world's going to have their eye on it. But if Game Day skips over that game, then he might have a point.
I mean, they'll have Sean. I mean, if Game Day skips over it, Sean Madonna's going to call that game, or they'll have Joe Tessitore call that game.
Oh boy,
Jesse Palmer's not going to know anything about that game. He's thinking about them women on The Bachelorette or Food Network. But I digress.
But good win for Vandy.
Missouri beat Massachusetts. You suck, Massachusetts. Go away.
Hold on, Jackson. You gonna give Mr. Drinkwitz some love? They're 5-0.
We love you, Drinkwitz. Go.
I bleed orange says, why is Louisville rain? We haven't played anybody yet. And
we'll know tomorrow. Actually 2 p.m. Eastern time, 3 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern time, 1 p.m. Central time. We'll know by that time. Let's go to USC, Illinois, shall we?
All right, bossy pants. We'll get there.
Massachusetts sucks.
How about it? I picked Illinois, good buddy. I told you they were upset about that Indiana game, and they proved it.
Well,
and
that was the thing. I didn't understand people that were saying Illinois sucks. They're overrated after that loss to Indiana. Everybody say, "Oh, well, Illinois is really bad," and it's like, no, it's just that Indiana's really good. That's what it was. And I think after this game, it's kind of showing us, are we going to see 4 Big Ten teams in the playoffs? Or are we going to see 5 Big Ten teams in the playoffs? I think we're going to have a much more clearer picture throughout. Well, I mean, like September, we don't know. October, it's going to be much clearer. Like Illinois, like fumble at the goal line. USC's recovering. It looked like game-winning touchdown, right, from USC. Well, no, game's not over yet. We see Alano kick that game-winning field goal for Illinois. Humongous win for the Fighting Illini. And it was a great win for Illinois. What does this mean for Lincoln Riley right now? I mean, it's your 4th year. You're getting beat by Illinois. Not good. That's not good.
Here's the thing, Jackson. It was one of them that, like you said, a lot of people were doubting Illinois, right? They were like, Illinois sucks, they stink, and yes, Steve, I finally got one. Yes. But here's the thing, Jackson. I knew Brent Bielema was too good of a head coach to let it go to 2 Jackson. I know a lot of people hate on that man. They disrespect that man too much. He's a very good head coach. And
Oh,
he's gonna have,
Arkansas is regretting firing him. What's up, Moose? How you doing tonight, good buddy?
what's up, Moose? And Illinois, Jackson, they bounced back. They did their thing, and they're 4-1 Jackson and 1-1. They're still very much in this thing, and they got a big date with Ohio State coming down the road. So for them, Jackson, that was just for Illinois, that was just a speed bump, Jackson. You learn about the character of your team after a loss like that, and we learned a lot about them. And as for USC, though, Jackson, if Lincoln Riley doesn't beat Maryland this year, if he doesn't beat Minnesota, Jackson, I don't like saying this, but is Notre Dame a must-win for USC this year?
Yes.
Oh,
Definitely. Absolutely. You have to win that game. And, there's a lot of people talking about how you're just like chickening out of the rivalry. You better prove otherwise by beating Notre Dame in South Bend. And I'm just that. But also, you got a bye week. Use it wisely because you got the Michigan Wolverines after that.
And here's the thing, too, Jackson. With USC, it's just like, if Lincoln Riley goes 7-5 again, is there anything that could save his job? If he goes 7-5,
number one, it would be the buyout. But secondly, he's safe for 2025. It's just you're going to hear a lot of discussion throughout 2026.
I don't know, Jackson. If they go to 7-5 and don't beat Notre Dame, I don't think.
I think he'll have the vote of confidence announcement.
Okay. Now, do I think that they'll go 7-5? I don't think so, but we'll see. Jackson, Notre Dame looked good today. 56-13, all over Arkansas. And Jackson, Notre Dame played like a team.
That was an all-out ass whipping.
Jackson, Notre Dame played like a team's like their playoff hopes depended on it, because you want to know why, Jackson? It did. And guess what, Jackson? They got Boise next week coming to town, and that's another playoff like game. Every game here on out for Notre Dame is basically a playoff game.
And you need a lot of luck. You need to be winning those games, and you need to be hoping that the ACC chokes itself out of the playoff race. Like only the champion and the runner-up makes it, or basically, I don't know, honestly, but good grief.
And here's the thing: Moose says, I can honestly say I'm less nervous about playing at the Coliseum now after watching the Illinois game. No, I bleed orange. I'm not 38. I'm 22.
He's a year above the drinking age. He's going to be 23 in November.
Yes, I'm still very young. I've seen a lot of football in my life, but I haven't seen that much. But to Moose's point, though, I mean, here's the thing, Jackson. I think Michigan can go to USC and win. It's Jackson 40. Okay, I guess it's our age night. I think they can, but going to the Coliseum is always tough, especially the body.
I'll be 28 on Tuesday. I bleed orange.
But the body clock, as we all know, it runs different. Like, I think that played a little part in USC's slow start earlier that we should have talked about. But I think Michigan will be fine. I think they'll avoid that. But as for Notre Dame, good win for them in Jackson.
Sam Pittman, it's over for him.
Is there anything?
It was a fun run. It was fun while it lasted. He's gone.
Is there anything he can do, Jackson, to save his seat?
No. They should have beat Memphis. They should have beaten Ole Miss, but they didn't.
Okay. So Jackson,
I
so
mean, the
basically,
fake punt basically solidified that it was over. Like the final, I mean, like today was basically the final nail in the coffin for the Sam Pittman era. Now, who is Arkansas going to get? Rhett Lashley from SMU, John Summerall from Tulane, or is there somebody else I'm not thinking of? We will find out for sure when we find the news, and we'll make sure to do a
bring
little
it to you.
something into it.
Oh, Jackson, watch him hire Bobby Petrino to take over.
Oh, he'll be the interim coach, and that's as far as they'll go with him.
Minnesota Jackson, they're rolling the boat. They didn't look ahead to Ohio State, and poor Rutgers, Jackson, poor Rutgers.
Depressing loss for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
Jackson, I should have. I was gonna pick Duke this game. I really was, and you talked me out of it.
I didn't talk you anything. I was like asking, what are your instincts asking you, man?
Jackson, Duke blew Syracuse out. I know their quarterback's out for the season, but Jackson, I just had a sneaky feeling Duke was going to win this game. I was like, oh, I know it's in the dome, and it's just like, oh, why didn't I pick Duke? And 1-2 says never trust Duke. I would have been right this time. I need to stop listening to Jackson. Like Jackson,
It's not my fault. Don't blame me.
it's okay, good buddy.
I always get the blame. No, I'm just kidding.
This right here, Jackson, that never been more true. Syracuse, one of the most.
Well, nobody brings their A game against Duke, but everybody brings their A game against Clemson. That's the way the news goes.
But good win for Duke. I believe orange is the only thing I trust is Duke's Mayo. Yes, Duke's Mayo goes
Austin,
good.
did you turn on TNT today?
Actually, yes. Real quick. Troy Visa's Syracuse QB is out, isn't he? Yep. Stephen Jelly's out for the year. He's not coming back.
Sir, he's out, unfortunately.
But to this comment, though, Jackson, little Duke Mayos on a turkey sandwich with some Swiss cheese. Good stuff. But Jackson, Scott Satterfield's doing it again. He's saving his job as we know it. And Jackson, what did we say Wednesday? I said, does Cincinnati have a chance? Can they pull the upset off? And you said, there's no chance in hell. And what happened? Scott Satterfield.
They pulled it off.
Yep, 1-2. 1-2, I was with you. I almost wanted to pick Memphis. I mean, not Memphis, Cincinnati. And Jackson, once again, being the good manipulator he is, so to speak, his way with words.
Don't look at me.
You did, Jackson. You were telling me Scott Satterfield's a dung heap. Like, why would you put your faith in him, Austin? He's a dung heap. He's going to get fired. And then they do this. Oh, my God.
I mean, yeah, they had a good day against Kansas, but remember, they had a good day against Arizona State last year.
This is true. This is true.
You gotta remember that, man.
I believe Orange says what happened to him. He tore his ACL, I think. I believe it was his ACL, right, Jackson?
He's out. Steve Engel, yeah, he's out.
Jackson, what do we make of Kansas State?
Well, I said Kansas State was going to win. So did 1-2. Like, I was on Locked On West Virginia this week, and I was like, it's bounce back time for the Wildcats, and they were going to get done against Central Florida. I mean, nobody's going to make it out of Manhattan, Kansas alive.
Now with UCF, I thought because Jackson, Kansas State hadn't shown me anything. Avery Johnson had looked pitiful. And Jackson, you had given me this whole spiel about Kansas State was kind of going in the dumper. But here we are.
I did, but I also reminded that, this was put up or shut up time for Kansas State.
It is. See, Jackson, I made all the bad picks. I can't blame you. It's not your fault. You can't tell me how to make picks. It's not Jackson's fault. Not his fault. It's not his fault. I'm just giving him crap because I can.
Oh
North,
yeah,
North
it's all
Texas.
out of love. No worries.
Yes, I would never accuse Jackson for that. I take responsibility for my picks. I made some bad picks this week. I'm eating some crow tonight.
Oh, here we go.
North Texas looked dominant. And like what
Against South Alabama.
he said, is North Texas going to run the AAC?
Let's see what they do against South Florida 2 weeks from now. Then we'll talk.
We got Memphis, we got Tulane, we got South Florida, and we got North Texas, Jackson. We still got 4 teams. Ohio, good win for them. Central Michigan.
Ohio. Shoe.
James Madison, Monroe. Yeah. Northwestern wins the game of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Braun with a gutsy win over a top team in UCLA.
Ugh. That
Jackson just got over Jackson.
I could watch that game. That was crap.
Jackson, you want to know what's something that's sick about it? I watched that game. I know I'm a sick person, ain't I?
Yes, you are. You're a sick man, but we love you for it.
I did.
You're a sick man, Rico.
I did.
Holding out my best, Walter Matthau.
Jackson, I kid you not, to the chat. I watched this game. I was like, you know what? I'll watch UCLA Northwestern. Why not? Just to see what happens. I'm like, maybe it'll be one of them entertaining bad games. And it was like, oh, this is pitiful. This is pitiful. I'm like, I see why Jackson advises not to watch these games. I bleed orange. To be honest, do you guys watch these MAC games and bum?
Sometimes, yes.
I bleed orange. You just got my answer because I just watched Northwestern UCLA start to finish. That tells you how dedicated I am. To get your answer.
Cal Boston College. How's that even a remind me again how it's a comp?
Troy says this was the game of the week.
This is crap. Like these games are
Jackson Cal. Hey Jackson. Spoiler alert for you.
Did I do something really bad in a past life to deserve Cal Boston College?
Hey Jackson, you want to know a little something? Cal has hype.
No, they don't.
Cal has hype. I mean, Jackson, they're 4-1. They might make a bowl game. They have hype.
Terrible.
I kid with Jackson.
Baylor, Oklahoma State.
Closer
to Doug Meacham and Oklahoma State show a little bit more life today.
Jackson, a little closer than a lot of people thought it would be. I remember saying this on Wednesday. I thought this would be a pretty close game. I wasn't too. I mean, a lot of people thought this was going to be a 30-point game, and it turned out Oklahoma State showed a pulse. UConn won. Oh gosh, San Diego State wins a thriller. 6-3. Navy win. Toledo wins. Miami, Ohio won. New Mexico. Jackson, Hawaii
won. Micah Alejado. That's good. Tulane won. Go away, Tulane. Go away, Kansas State. Ultimate
Jackson, I was gonna pick Virginia Tech to win this game, and Virginia Tech's watch, Jackson. They're gonna run the table. Watch. They're gonna turn it around and start winning games, aren't they? And go 8-4.
Some tells me they might.
Dave
DeVrain's on a. Oh my god. How is he not on a hot seat? I mean, Tom O'Brien was fired for much less.
Jackson, do you think Virginia Tech? Do you think they just played bad to get rid of Brent Pry? Because these last couple of ball games, they started to look good again.
Possibility.
Jackson, they look like the Virginia Tech we thought they could be, a sneaky good team in the ACC. And they're starting to show it.
I
You
mean,
think
13 years at North Carolina State, and it's just, oh God, this is
Southern Miss wins a shootout. WKU wins a squeaker. Memphis looking good, Jackson. Here come them
no
Tigers.
way, Florida Atlantic.
Washington
Washington
State.
State beats Colorado State. Go away. Stanford wins. Go away.
Boise looking good. South Carolina put foot to the kitty cat. Like I said they would.
They suck.
Louisiana beat Marshall in a 54-51 game. I guess Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes were at that game, recreating the Rams Chiefs game from 2018. Louisiana Tech, and that was week 5 in a nutshell.
Well, what about BYU Colorado? Wait a minute.
BYU wins a thriller in Boulder. And 1-2 says, is Kentucky season over? It'll be after next week when they get skull dragged by Georgia.
Well, and then there are only 3 teams that have trailed throughout the 2025 season this year.
Yes.
Take a guess.
Maryland, Texas Tech, and Miami.
Yep. Correct, Amando.
Who would ever thought Maryland, Texas Tech, and Miami would be the 3 teams that wouldn't have trailed? But here we are.
Somebody is going to be trailing next week, or it's going to be all 3 that will be trailing for the first time next week. Or it could be 2 of the 3.
Or it could only be one of them, or it could be none of them. Who knows, Jackson? Maybe only 20 unbeaten teams, elite group. Yep, 20 unbeatens left. And you're looking at one of them right here in Louisville. So we're the elite group. Sorry, Jackson, the elite group. Shoot.
Don't get too cocky.
No, I ain't gonna get too cocky, Jackson.
BYU, they're gonna, unfortunately for West Virginia, I think BYU is gonna smack West Virginia off the face of the earth, and that's Friday.
Exactly.
But I will say though, if you're a team that's getting your butt handed to you and you've got a good coach in his first year, especially if you're a Big 12 team, I think that means you're going to be having a massive turnaround. What do I mean exactly? Look at 2023 Arizona State. First year of King Dillingham era. Complete horse dung year. 2024, worst to first. In their first year of the Big 12, they win the Big 12 title.
And to Moose's point, says, that's subjective also if it's on you play.
As for Houston, I mean, last season they sucked. Right now they're unbeaten. I think they can make some surprises. They could be a trap for Texas Tech.
But to Moose's point, though, Moose, if you can't tell by my demeanor, I was playing with Jackson. Like, we haven't played anybody yet. We play somebody next week. We played a decent Pitt team. I decided doing that to mess with Jackson. By no means am I putting Louisville in the elite groups with the Oregons and Ohio States. No.
Yeah, Oregon's just basically they're basically going to be taking a lot of people throughout the Big Ten and just grabbing them by the tail like they're foghorn leghorns spanking the barnyard dog.
Yes, I did pick against my own team, but to be fair, it was at Pitt, and we lost to Pitt last time we went there, so I was valid in picking it. But we got it done, and I'm proud. Hey, if we keep coming back after being down 17-0, I'll pick against us all the time if I need to. Whatever helps us win. That's all I got to say. All that matters in the win column is we get that W, and we hold that ACC trophy up at the end of the day. That's all that counts. So if that means Jackson picking Virginia to win 56-0 next weekend, good. And we win, great. I hope Jackson does that more often because that means a double in the win column. Anywho,
I don't think teams are like sitting there going, "Oh, well, Jackson Austin went this route. We're gonna do that." But it's all
Anywho,
good.
Jackson, you want to know something, Jackson? You want to know what people can watch and can buy, and you never know, Jackson. There are certain teams out there, Jackson, that who knows what players may be watching this. But Jackson, if there are any players watching and they want to
Ooh.
help support you, and for our chat out there, because listen, this is Jackson's big night. They beat Georgia. They beat Georgia. They can get an exclusive Voice of College Football Alabama tumbler, and they can drink whatever they want in it: apple juice, Gatorade, or if you're a liquor drinker, not typically my thing, and not really Jackson's, but it's good for that too. We prefer
Oh,
the kid
Apple.
beverages.
Oh, here we go. There we go.
Kid beverages, but Alabama, the Voice of College Football tumbler, and we'll celebrate Jackson's great win together, and we'll support a great friend while doing it. And you could support Jackson by subscribing to this channel right here. Jackson, tell the people about tonight's post game.
Well, Jeffrey and I went over the post game analysis of Alabama, Georgia, and we talked a lot about this matchup. It was a lot of fun. And we also have got some questions going into Vanderbilt, but we'll go over more of it on Monday on Alabama at the Voice of College Football, where Coach Smoot, Jeffrey, and I will be joined by Billy Derrick of Vandy 247 to discuss the preview of Alabama Vandy. Let me tell you something, you're going to be in for a fun ride. Tell your friends, family, and the cashiers and pubs about the magic we're creating all right here on Alabama Voice College Football. Yes. Yes, he is.
Well, y'all beat Georgia.
Of course, Alabama does have to be 10-2 or 11-1. And he should be more than good to go. But I mean, I've been kind of scooting my butt all night, of course. Not literally, but figuratively speaking.
Real fast, Jackson. Y'all beat Georgia last year, and people were still calling for his job after he went 9-3. So if they make
You're not hearing me calling for anybody's job. That's for sure.
Not you, Jackson. I was talking about your crazy fan base, not you. Anywho,
the crazies, the crazies of our fan base.
Yes,
we all
want you says tears of your opponent. Absolutely. See, I got some pit tears in this. I know this is Alabama, but I do it to support Jackson. Try to be a good friend. I'm drinking the pit tears tonight. Very steely.
Well, and you can check it out on bocfb.com/shop.
Yes.
Like bocfb/fourth wall. Here you go. I will. It's not the Bama link, but you'll find like your favorite team links.
Yes.
You'll find the Alabama one, the Arkansas, Michigan, Ohio State, Tennessee, all of it. Yes. Good night, Boo. Sleep well, good buddy. And I will say though, I've got some exciting Jackson episodes coming up the way. Because guess who I'm going to be hanging with to start off the month of October, Austin?
Ooh. Is it the President of the United States, Donald Trump?
I've got Sonny Verma from Locked On Illini.
That's even better.
I've got Alex Dono from Locked On Canes and Locked On ACC joining me. And I'm going to be having Christopher Drew, the co-host of Menace to Sports. And he hosts a few other shows as well, like the I-71 Rundown, Fireside Yankees, Paint and Corners. We're going to be talking about it all. We're going to be talking about Major League Baseball, Ohio State football. We're talking about it all. You know what Chris Drew and I will likely talk about? We're going to be talking about that opening day for 2026 on Netflix and what it means for the future of TV contracts, not just in Major League Baseball and NFL, but what does it mean for the sports world as a whole, including the world of college football? Are we going to see college football bowl games on Netflix? Because, I mean, nobody wants to be seeing Maury the Hormone Monster forever. So they want to see some college football. But I will say, tell your friends, family, and the cashiers posts about the magic I'm making all right here on Jackson Johnson 979. 299 subs away from that magic number to 1,000 subs. Thanks to all you guys. Thank you so much for getting me closer, especially as I'm getting close to my birthday, of course. Well, birth week. But for more updates, what I've got going on the Jacksonian, Alabama the Boys College Football, the 2-3 time appearance a week on Lockdown West Virginia with Mountaineer Paul, and of course, on the Paul Feinbaum Show twice a week, where the weekend's full surprise where I call in. Check me on Jats VOCFB on @Twitter and on Instagram and threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908. And you can also check me out on Jackson Johnson 97 Blue Sky Social on Blue Sky, where some say the skies are blue, the skies are gray, the skies are overcast. I say to each their own, but that's what I say. Jackson Beckham was asking thoughts on Georgia Tech so far, boys. I think that I really hope close calls don't bite them in the rear. That's what I believe. Austin, how you feel about Georgia Tech?
Georgia Tech's a really good football team. They can win the ACC. As wide open as the ACC is this year, they can win it. They've proven that. They're no longer the Cinderellas anymore. They are here. They are within they're like my team, Louisville. They're one of the teams that could win it and would not shock a lot of people. I mean, Britt Key has got that program rolling. Won a close one today, but Wait might not be as bad as we thought they were, and it was a road game. But Haynes King and company, they're ballers. Georgia Tech, they're building something special over there. But
one more thing. Can Georgia Tech beat Georgia this year? I say yes, but what do you think, Austin?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah. Let's go.
But
Mike Bobo sucks.
With the Mike Bobo slander, anywho, you can find me here on YouTube as well, where I'm 20 subs away from 100. I know not as big as Jackson, but I'm close to 100 subs, 20 away. So I appreciate everyone that is subscribed and that is going to subscribe to my channel. Try to bring you the best content possible. And of course, catch us Wednesday nights right here on both of our channels for picks and analysis, and Saturday nights for Final Whistle. But we're on to week 6, Jackson. On to a big week ahead of us. You can follow me on X as well and do all that good stuff. And while you're at it, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bells. And he's asking, where does Georgia Bulldogs go from here after the Alabama loss? They got Kentucky next week, Jackson. So they get a nice, refreshing cupcake on their schedule. I know they played them close last year, but they should be fine. Georgia's still in the thick of things for the SEC. Let's not throw the baby out with the bathwater, as this Jackson over here says. But Jackson, where do the Bulldogs go after this?
Oh, they'll be fine. They'll rebound nicely. I mean, they'll rebound against Kentucky. They'll have a tight one against Auburn. But the real question is how they do against the Ole Miss Rebels in their own backyard. But,
yes. And like he says, love talking football, just like honest opinion. Yes, and Jackson, the more you hang around us, you'll learn that me and Jackson are a little crazy, especially me. But
we love talking college football, NFL football with you, and we love giving you our honest opinions.
Yes, we try to be honest. I try to be honest, but I'm a little crazy, as you'll see. But that's okay. We like crazy, especially Jackson. But yes, the whistle is blown, which means Jackson, we are done with the conversations for the night. And Jackson, we will see them Wednesday for picks and analysis. Join us here at 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central. Join us all back here as we get ready for week 6 of the college football season. Jackson, like Steve says, let's hit that dang music. Big dubs.
Roll Tide, everybody.
And go Cards.